People, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Yo, earlier today, a lot has just been popping off. I mean, there's just been news after news after news after news after news. I mean, I've had so much stuff just bookmarked because it's like every hour on the hour there's like a new development, whether it's Oshimen and Chelsea trying to sign him, whether it's there's a potential of Chelsea getting Sancho and Sterling going the other way. I mean, today has been like just busy. Today has been busy. So I just wanted to kind of break down some of the rumors, some of the completed deals that have happened. Liverpool have signed Mamardashviili. Um, Arsenal finally got rid of Nketiah to Crystal Palace, and then they also completed the Marino deal. So that's a good thing for them. United have completed the signing of Ugarte. I think that definitely adds some more steel. I think that adds something to their midfield. I'm not even going to hold you. How much how much more quality he adds to that midfield is yet, it's going to be left to be seen, but it's going to be a lot better than potentially what they used to do. Um, you have McTominay who's going to Napoli, so it's just been so much. It's been so much going on today. Like I had to like just put my 2 cents to some of them. And again, quickly, without further ado, honestly, I'm just gonna go straight into it because I think 2 hours, just 2 hours ago, Fabrizio tweeted this. Let's show you guys really quickly. Just 2 hours ago, direct talks between Chelsea and Victor Osimhen's camp to continue on Wednesday. Al Ali proposal remains valid on table, but will only be activated if Chelsea can't agree terms with Osimhen. Sancho separate story as CFC see that possible if Man United wants Sterling. Which, for me, this tells me that at least we are in the driving seat for this Osimhen deal because before Demarzio just kept saying, Osimhen is going to go to Saudi. Osimhen's agent says Osimhen is not going to go to Saudi, and it's just a whole constant back and forth. But Fabrizio has been fairly, consistent with saying, listen, Osimhen, there's nothing done with Saudi. Chelsea is still in the race. Chelsea haven't left the race. And Al Ali, again, this just tells me that they're taking a backseat. They're kind of seeing what happens with the situation. So it's really right now up to Chelsea to get this move done. Look, Osimhen coming in is going to be a big, big deal. Like earlier today, there was the news about potentially Ivan Tony. Bring that up. Tony potentially coming in instead of Osimhen. And look, I think that was just something Chelsea were putting out there, briefing the media, letting them know, hey, listen, if Osimhen doesn't want to come through, we have options. Okay, we have four people on the list that we're working on, so it's really up to Osimhen to decide if he wants to come through or not. Again, I don't see Chelsea trying to. I don't think they pursue Tony honestly aggressively, but if Osimhen doesn't happen, then I could definitely see them doing that. So this was earlier today when from Chelsea Dodgers. Brentford won 50 mil for Ivan Tony. The sense is that Chelsea will also want to offer less than that if they do eventually make a bid before Friday's transfer deadline, and will also want Tony to fit into their wage structure. Now, I think when usually people have talked about Tony and how much he makes, I think he's making around like 20 something K a week. So even if you decided to triple and quadruple that, that still falls nicely into the wage structure. But the I think Al Ali is also interested in Tony, and allegedly they want to pay him like 400K a week. Which look, if Tony decides to take that, would I be mad? No. That's generational wealth right there. That is tax free as well, I believe. And he could go out there for a year or two and decide to come back to Europe. Now, how many teams will want to get Tony if he does go to Saudi and then come back? I'm not sure. But look, I'm not going to be mad at you trying to like secure your future. But this whole Tony thing, look, this is Chelsea essentially letting Napoli know, listen, bro, we got options. If you don't want to make them, if you don't want to deal, you don't want to strike a deal, we could just go somewhere else. But one of the most impressive things for me is that we've gone from um, we've gone from being linked to Samuel Moridion. I think we're constantly always going to be linked with John Duran as long as he's still at Villa. If Duran gets another move somewhere else, and I think that rumor dies down. But as long as he's still at Villa, I think that name is always going to be linked with Chelsea. Um, Jonathan David was another name that was linked to Chelsea like early in the window. Calvin Dominic Calvert Lewin it's another name that has been linked with us since yesterday, and it just like that link for me was just annoying to even see because it's like it's a pointless move. Like he's never available, right? Calvin Lewin is probably in his late 20s, just as Tony. But the difference is Tony has been bar, the scandal with like the betting stuff. Tony has given you consistent goals in this league. Calvin Lewin hasn't done that. So that link for me, I just look, it's just somebody trying to link anybody with Chelsea. It was annoying. But at least Chelsea are letting Napoli know, look, the ball's in your court. This is the deal we want to make. We're not trying to pay Oshimen no crazy wages. And if you guys don't want to play ball, if you don't want to make a deal, we'll gladly move on to Ivan Tony. But if we don't get Ivan Tony, then potentially John Durant, because that name is just never going to go away, you know. But for me, I think Oshimen is going to be. I think Oshimen is the guy they really want to get. So there's no point trying to like deviate from that. Oshimen comes in, definitely moves us up the table. If we could get another defender in, I think we should be okay. I still want to see more from that midfield because I think our defenders could do a lot better individually and collectively, but you have to give them that midfield balance. Like you have to be giving them that cover when they're just exposed to attacks every time. Like even the best defenses, as much as they can cope, they're going to buckle eventually. So that's something we have to improve on and work on. But we get that midfield balance right. Your Lavia staying pretty fit. You have Gusto inverted into midfield. It could also be Viega inverted into midfield. You got your Caicedo. You got your Enzo. Look, I think we should be all right. The defense, yes. If we could get a needle mover, for me, defense is one of those where I think they're going to do more of like an opportunistic move where there's someone that we haven't really been linked with, but then there's an opportunity to get him. So say someone like a top, right? No links really, but then deadline day, they reach out to his camp and they go, yeah, we're interested in the move. Boom, that can accelerate real quick. So defense, I think they're probably going to rock with what they got right now, but the forward line is what we need. We haven't really had a good striker for the last couple of years. Like Jackson has come in, has done his thing, but Jackson is no backsman. And it's like it's you all you got to do is add a bit more quality up front, score some more goals, win some more points, and then now you bridge that gap between you, Spurs, Aston Villa, because again, Villa this year they're going to be still up there and thereabouts. When I watched the game against Arsenal, you knew Arsenal was probably going to win the game sooner rather than later, but Villa were giving it a real go. And these are just the teams we're competing with when it comes to top four. So for me, Osimhen, look, hopefully we hear something by tomorrow, and then we'll see. But it was just so many different reports coming in today. Like it's just every hour you're on it. Fabrizio I think 5 hours ago, said Chelsea and Al Ali are still the only clubs in talks for Victor Osimhen. PSG now working on it because I think DeMarzio, again, being a fraud, came and said PSG are probably going to make a move for Osimhen and bid like 55 million euros. And again, Fabrizio came in and debunked that. He said, nah, PSG ain't working on this, just Chelsea and Al Ahly. Chelsea are talking to Oshimen's camp. Victor doesn't plan to reduce his salary. Again, Al Ahly are ready if Chelsea doesn't proceed. Now, look, there's so many figures being thrown about 400K, whatever it is. Osimhen doesn't even make that much right now, if we're being completely honest. Let me see how much Osimhen actually makes. Osimhen salary per week. So, boy, this is when he was Lil though. Osman. Oh no, this is current. He makes 179K a week. This is the report that I'm seeing. Let's see. Again, it's different numbers right now. But what I see 113, I see 170, 179. So let's just say he makes about 179 a week, right? Look, that falls, but surely though, I'm guessing Chelsea don't want to pay that 170 a week if that's what it is, because what I just researched said it was just salary per week. Let's see. Okay, so all right, so this is something completely different. I think he makes 246, 538 euros a week. And if that's pretty accurate, then now I understand why Chelsea want him to reduce that salary, because that's really breaking the wage cap like that. We're not trying to pay nobody that kind of money. Hence why they're trying to get rid of Sterling. They're trying to get rid of um Chilwell. Soon enough, the guys on big wages, eventually, if they're not cutting it, they're going to be on the chopping block. You're looking at your Fafanas. He might be the next one up. If you're always injured, like, they're gonna try to move you on. That's just the reality. So you have to just keep performing. For Sterling, earlier today, they talked about Chelsea and United trying to do a what you call it, a swap deal. And with that deal, right? It's interesting because, like, Sancho clearly hasn't worked out in the league. When he played in the Bundesliga, you could see that, okay, this is his level. You could see the performance week in, week out. But we've also seen a lot of guys come from the Bundesliga and they've struggled. Evident, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner. The anomaly really, really has been Erling Haaland, and he's like one of a kind. But you look at all these other guys, they've come to this league and they just haven't really looked as comfortable. So it might be the same thing that Sancho might be going through, where it's just like, you know what? He might just have his best level in, oh God, in Germany, but Chelsea swapping Sancho potentially for Sterling, that deal honestly makes no sense. Like, when Felix was being pursued and the Amore Dion deal was left, everyone's question was, we don't need Felix. Why do we need Felix? We're already stacked. Now Felix has come in, first game back, first game in his second stint, scored a goal. Look, we all know Felix is quality, right? So it's not going to be a big deal to break someone like that. But for me, Sancho just doesn't really. Guys, give me 1 second. Just give me a second. Like, for me, Sancho just, that makes no sense, because let me say it doesn't make any sense. It's just I don't think it should be something we pursue. But if you want to get rid of Sterling, the same thing with the Samu deal and Conor Gallagher. You're gonna have to get rid of one and get one. So you're gonna have to sacrifice Sterling to potentially bring in Sancho that I just genuinely think that we don't need. Like with Felix, I could make the exception because I've already seen him play for us. I like his play style. I like his qualities. But what Sancho also offers to this team, I feel like we can kind of get in the team. So is it a move I'm really fond of? Not really, because if we're gonna keep it consistent and say, okay, you know what, Felix was an overkill that we needed. Sancho is like an overkill that we really don't need. Unlike Felix, again, Sancho, and he hasn't really done much in the league. At least we saw Felix come in and been one of our best players for like a short period of time. So it's just this deal doesn't make any sense, but it looks like one that potentially is going to happen because, it says Dan Ashworth was in dialogue with Chelsea early on Tuesday over a sensational package that would see Sterling and Sancho move in opposite directions. It's just I see this move. I don't know. I see it happening. If you gave me Sterling and you gave me the option to choose between him and Sancho, I'm probably going to choose Sancho for a variety of reasons. Why? I think one, Sancho is much younger than Sterling, so you still have some more. You have more time. Sancho's still yet to really hit his prime, so you can also look at that from that level. You look at the quality right now, and I think Sancho will offer more to this team than Sterling would. Like Sancho wouldn't be dribbling and just running into people like he's running into a wall. And also with Sancho, like he just I just don't think his time at United just has been it. So him leaving United, ideally he could have just probably left England all in all, went to because I think Juventus are also in negotiations for Sancho. So he could have just went to Italy, started off brand new country, new experience, try something different. But he could also move to Chelsea. And the point I'm about to make for Sancho, I'm going to make it for Sterling in a bit. He can move to Chelsea and go, you know what? I've moved here. Clearly, I'm being appreciated over here because you guys are doing what you can to get me here. And he might have the bit in between his teeth to prove, himself. He really might, want to prove that I'm not just good when I play in Germany. I'm good regardless. I just haven't really been given an opportunity. Same with Sterling. Sterling could go to Man United right now and just step up his levels and be one of their best wingers. I mean, when I look at this United team, no lie, Sterling is probably one of their best wingers still. He's going to give you much better output than Garnacho will. Definitely much better than Anthony. But, he'll still give you probably better than Rashford anyway. So the only good wingers United potentially have is Ahmad. So Sterling will probably walk into this team, if anything. And again, he might also be like, you know what? I want to prove myself. I want to prove the fact that I'm not done at this level. I still have so much to offer. So look, if this deal happens, I'm gonna back the team. I'm gonna back Sancho. I just when I look at how many options we have, somebody has to go, which means Mikhailo Mudrik has to go to make space for Sancho. Now, if you look at the buildup of that attack, say we get an Oshimen in, so now your forwards are going to be Jackson and Oshimen. When you look at your left wing, you're going to have Pedro Neto. You're probably going to have who else over there? Let's just leave Neto alone for now. You go to the right. Sancho predominantly plays off the right because he's much better on the right. So you have Madueke and Sancho on the right. In the central positions, you got Palma, Nkunku, you got Felix. Again, Enzo is being pushed up into that position slightly. So it's just, and then Kunku as well. Like that's just too many. It's too much good quality to a point where some people are going to miss out every time, which means, some people are going to still have to be sold eventually. Players are going to be unhappy. Like, already your minutes were low. Now you have more people coming in, and your minutes are going to be even lower. You know what I mean? So it's like, do we need Sancho? Not really, but I can understand why that deal might be done to get rid of Sterling, to get rid of his wages. I get it, but I don't think it's. I don't think it's needed. Sancho should go somewhere else. I think if he goes back to Dortmund, I don't know if they can afford him. That's the thing. That's probably why they haven't really made a move for him. Just go to Italy. Do your thing. Just get your rep back up, because I just don't. Sancho he might actually do well at Chelsea, because when you look at the level of technicality and like the quality we have in this team, you add Sancho to this team. Now his level is just elevated, because he's surrounded with so much quality that it can make him go, you know what? These guys are actually ballers out here. If I step it up, if I just put in that work, it could be really just it could be movies. And look, any team that has Sancho, Palma, Nkunku, Neto, Felix, Madueke, Jackson, Oshimen, bro, you have to do better than top four. Like, you have to be in the top four, pushing for that third position, and then seriously trying to challenge maybe like a year later, because that's just so much firepower going forward that you can't just be sitting on that. This has to be a team. Like, this is like Real Madrid levels, but not as much quality. But this is just something similar. Like, you have all these guys who can just give you so much going forward. But you can't ignore the defense. You cannot ignore the midfield either. So I don't know about this deal, man. If it happens, whatever. Like, I was with the Felix thing. I wanted Felix to come in. You want to add Sancho to it. You want to give me a transfer window of Sanchez, Neto, Felix, Oshimen. Nah, yeah, that's actually disgusting. I'm not going to complain. Like, we went from complaining that we didn't really have quality on the left to just within a couple of weeks, you have some serious names being bought in, some names being linked, and it's just like, yo, this is actually going to be insane. So we'll see how this goes. Again, for me, not the biggest. I don't think it's really needed, but it is what it is. Moving on, United have completed the signing of Manuel Ugarte. I've spoken about him in a few videos. Look, I think this guy adds so much to United's midfield. He gives him legs. He gives him options. He gives him some quality. Look, Casemiro is. I think Casemiro still has some legs to go, but you add an Ugarte to this team now. You go play against an Arsenal, and you want to play a midfield three of Casemiro, Ugarte, and Kobe Mano, give you more balance in the midfield, gives you more bodies, gives you more legs, gives you more defensive solidity. You can do that, like, and then you play Bruno as your false nine, or maybe Bruno doesn't. I don't know. Bruno's a captain, so I think he's always going to play. But Ugarte comes in, and then you it just shores up a lot. I mean, 50 mil, 10 mil add-ons. Could you say it's a bit steep? Maybe, but that's the market now. So to get players like Ugarte and those guys, you have to pay a certain amount of money. Yes, he didn't live up to like the hype in France, but again, you have to give the man some grace. Was he always used? Like, when you looked at our PSG midfield, it was always Zaire Emery being played and Brian Ruiz. So it's not like Ugarte was getting that much game time. I'm pretty sure. Let me look at the stats from last season. Ugarte stats 23, 24. I think he still probably got some decent minutes, but let's see. Let's see how much game time he had. So again, he had let's see, 23, 24. Show me that. So in League he played about 25 games, about 1933 minutes. He played how many games in the Champions League? Played 8 games in the Champions League, but barely really got. I mean, he got like 392, so he most likely came off the bench a lot. Like he played 37 games, had 3 goals, and no, he had 3 assists, no goals. So I mean, yeah, he did get some game time, but like it wasn't nothing too crazy where you could be like he's guy in the minutes and he's just not impressed. I think coming to United, look, you spend that much money on Ugarte, he has to play, he has to get some minutes, and we'll see how he does. This guy when he played for Spartan Lisbon and they played against Arsenal in the Europa League, yeah, he was definitely like he was having a good game against Arsenal. So it just could be that PSG it just never worked out in France, and he just needed a different, a different challenge. I think Ugarte is still probably like 24, 25. So again, he still has time to improve. Yeah, he still has time to just try something different. Like again, not everyone's gonna work, when they go to PSG, especially if you're not played. If you're not getting in front of Ruiz, like I said, Emery, it is you can't really do much. So United, good deal. They sold McTominay to Napoli. Look, hopefully that doesn't bite them back in the ass because I think look, McTominay is he's a limited player. Yeah, he will get you the odd goal from midfield. He'll get you 2 goals from midfield, but he just doesn't really add that much to the United team. Like you can't really tell me what he's really good at. So that's right there. So they sell him for what 30 million euros. I think get a nice little profit in. The guy was never going to be part of the team anyway, but he got them some important goals. Always came off the bench to provide a different option, some legs. But good deal for United so far. This window they've been pretty. Their business has been good. They got Euro in, they got the Ligt in again. The Ligt a little iffy for me because the guy's just been bouncing off team after team after team after team. Like when you've gone to like two teams already, and you're on like your third and fourth one, and it just doesn't look like there's been an improvement. Then I got to look at you and be like, yo, what's been going on with you? You know what I mean? But again, he's in. Mazraoui has looked good since he's come in. He's got that right back spot. Good going forward defensively. Stout. Xerxes, listen, it could have been 2 goals in 2 games for Xerxes if it wasn't for that offside goal. And he looks good. He looks like someone who's ready for the league. He's got some decent technique on him. And clearly he knows where the goal is. So I think United, for me, United, the biggest thing that holds them back, Ten Hag. Like I feel like even if you gave Ten Hag Arsenal's team, if you switch managers and Ten Hag was managing Arsenal, I think he still finds a way to just mess it up. Like I just don't think he's a good. I thought he was a good coach when he was with Ajax, but I just don't think he cuts it out here. Like yes, he's won 2 trophies in 2 years, but gosh, the team just looks awful. They just play awful. It's not good to look at. Like when they played Brighton were not even that good themselves, and somehow they looked better than United for a large part of that game, and they won that game. So it's just Ten Hag being the coach. Yeah, I just don't see. I see them doing a bit better. I just don't see how much better they do. That's my only thing. Ugarte, a good deal, but I still predict we finish ahead of United, and we should. Like we should finish ahead of United. No ifs and buts, especially if we're able to get these signings that we're trying to get your Oshimen. Again, Sancho, I don't really care for it so much, but they want to do it. That's on them. Like I said, Napoli and United completing McTominay deal, 30 million package, 30 mil euros with 10 plus 10% sell on clause. Like he's gone. Again, we'll see how he does in Italy as well. Hopefully, United don't miss him too much because it did contribute, to some vital goals for them. And also, I want to touch on Kepa real quick because this guy, man, when we signed Kepa, I believe we were trying to get Allison Becker because that was when Courtois just snaked us and went to Madrid. And I think somehow we messed up on the Allison deal. We got Kepa on some big, transfer 7 years. Again, one of the things that people don't want to attribute to the old management. Some of the decision making was a bit spooky. Kepa got 7 years, and he's still on that big money as well. Hence why he's also someone they've been trying to get out of the team. But he's going to Bournemouth for a loan. He renewed for next year. Look, I think they're going to get rid of this guy. Kepa's had his moments with Chelsea. I think, especially in that Europa League, yeah, Kepa definitely played a big role in that. What team did we play? The penalty shootout. Was it Hoffenheim? Can't remember the team. That was with what's his name? Is it Jovic? I believe Jovic, the team that he played for. So Kepa, look, he saved us time and time again, especially when it came to like penalties. He's been somewhat reliable when we've needed him, unless it was us playing against Liverpool at Anfield, where he didn't even save not one of them, and he just ballooned his over the bar. But other than that, look, good luck to Kepa at Bournemouth. Hopefully, he does well where they want to sign him. Look, you've won 2 Champions Leagues. He's gonna go to that Bournemouth team and just be the most experienced and the most decorated. You go there, listen, you do your thing, make them sign you. Good luck to you, man. Kepa is just he's had his moments. I'm not even gonna hold you, but I'll not forgive him for not coming off when Caballero was coming on. When the coach wanted to bring Caballero on, and Kepa just decided to be the coach, and he basically told Sarri to f himself because he wasn't coming off. Another here we go. Nketiah to Palace. Here we go. Dealing plays 25 plus 5 add-ons. Look, this Nketiah had the opportunity to like go to a few other teams in this window. I think Forest wanted to sign him as well. He said no, held off. He's going to Palace. My only thing is, do Palace really need Nketiah? Like, they have Mateta, but then I guess outside of Mateta, who else do they have? So, Nketiah, you know, 25, is it a lot for someone of his ability? I think Nketiah might just be about worth that much if we're keeping it honest. So again, we'll see what he does. I think yeah, his level really might be the teams like Palace and um your West Hams. I don't think Nketiah's level is Arsenal. I don't think his level is, Chelsea. I don't think his level is Man United. I don't think his level is Liverpool. Maybe his level might be like in Newcastle. You know what I mean? Newcastle, Wolves, West Ham, Fulham. Um, I mean, I don't even think his level is Spurs, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I've seen the strikers that have played for Spurs, Harry Kane, and I just don't think Nketiah is. Yeah, I'm recording. I don't think Nketiah is on that level. So yeah, good luck to him. Arsenal have a little money in now. I think they probably already invested that in the Marino deal. So hey, it works out for anyone. But it will be funny to see him go to one Palace and score against Arsenal, and probably derail. Can you imagine Nketiah playing for Palace, bro, and then getting the equalizer or the winner against Arsenal. Yeah, it will be peak. I think Arsenal fans will lose their mind. But yeah, that's it. Liverpool, we've looked, we've been trying to see what business they're doing. They Zuby, you know, they did the whole Zuby doo. Where are you? We got some work for you now. Yeah, Liverpool fans were they really took an L with that one because they were going crazy for a player that wasn't even theirs. They told us Caicedo walked so Zuby can run. Zuby run. He just ran right back to Sociedad. He ran to the mountains and decided not to come back. But instead of looking for a six, Liverpool have gone and signed Mamardashviili. He joins in 2025, which for me that potentially just means Allison might be considering his future past the season, and they're making moves to sign his replacement. I think, look, any goalkeeper you get after Allison is always going to be a downgrade. But how much of a downgrade is Mamardashvili going to be? That much I don't know. But I think he's a great goalie, actually. I think he's a good shot stopper. I think he's very commanding. Like, he's a good goalkeeper. So for Liverpool, it's a solid deal, man. It's a nice piece of business. But I know their fans want to see a different type of transfer business being done. Not Mamardashvili. As good as he is, look, I think Liverpool definitely need a number six. They've been playing Gravenberg in that role. Look, I think when Liverpool play some of these big teams and not teams again, no disrespect to Ipswich Town, but not a lot of they're not going to press Liverpool that much. When Gravenberg is playing against teams that are exposing that midfield, that's when they're gonna realize, yo, he's not a six. Because I just don't think he has that defensive nous to like sniff out danger. Like you could always play someone like, you know, Gravenberg in that role because it makes sense. You could play McAllister in that role because McAllister is intelligent enough. He's good on the ball. Like he's a good midfielder, right? So you could always play him in that role. But you've seen McAllister struggle in certain games because he's just not a number six. They've had to have Endo come in and fill in that void. And they don't even fancy Endo, and they've been trying to. I think they try to sell him this summer, and not a lot of people were biting. But Liverpool need a number six, and we'll see how their season goes. I think they still have enough quality to be in the top four. I think I've penciled them to be number three only because I think they're gonna rely on the experience that they have, that core. Van Dijk is always going to be a brick wall in that defense. So good luck, trying to break through. Konate, when he's fit, is always going to be a problem for attackers. You know what I mean? Trent, as bad as he is defensively, because look, he just sucks defensively. But going forward, one of the best. They're what was it? Wasn't it Robertson or what's the other one's name? Simicas. Again, you pick and choose between whichever you want. Liverpool have a good team. As long as you have Mo Salah, Allison, Van Dijk, Trent, McAllister, a fit Jota, Luis Diaz, like you got to throw him in there because he does his thing. Let's go, Solomon. How you feeling, bro? Big up to you. I think their quality is always gonna it's gonna carry them through. So I think I still see them again being in the top three. Uh, but I think they need that defensive midfielder, man, because I don't see Gravenberg playing that role, man. Like against smaller teams, sure, right? Because he has all the attributes. He can break through the midfield. He's tall enough, go with the ball, somewhat press resistant. So yeah, you could play him against your Ipswich. You could play him against Fulham's, all those teams. But I just don't know if he's going to be that solution for you. And I don't even know who they're gonna get. Like, look, the window shuts on Friday. There's been no other links, so we'll see how that goes for them. But that's Liverpool. I think they're still gonna be fine though. I mean, Slot is looking like yo, he means business. Like he's just get the 3 points, game done. He's out of here. None of this extra. Someone pointed it out. None of these extra fist pumps. Yeah, he's just business as usual. Game is over. He puts his suit on his arm. He's out, yo. If just business. He's not playing no games. He's not here to do all of that extra shit. I can respect that, man. But the funniest news today that I saw, um, and this is such an Arsenal thing to do. Arsenal, Miko Arteta is just like he's. I think he probably feels like he's a charity, Like he feels like I'm a magician. I can fix him. Arteta is the type of dude that's like, how they say you can't turn a 3 or 4 into a housewife. Arteta's like, no, no, no. I'm gonna be the exception. Like I'm gonna show you guys, I'm the exception to the rule. So anyone who's broken, Arteta's like, nah, bring him. I'll fix him. I'm a healer. Arsenal are interested in signing Darwin Nunes before Friday's transfer deadline. He's keen to move to London um, and work under Mikel Arteta. Suleiman says, I bet he thinks he can get deals on Phil Talent and can turn. Look, I don't know what Arteta's his thing is. Look, he lucked out with the Harvard's Kai Havertz thing, where he turned him into a decent player, right? Had a good season, about 20 goal contributions, 14 goals, 6 assists. Like that's cool, but like you're not always going to be successful with every failed project. Like this is such a failed project that you just want to. I don't know why, but yo, when we say Arsenal need a number 9, we didn't mean Darwin Nunes. Like you have to replace Jesus. Like Nunes, you know how they say availability is the best ability, and yes, Nunes is always going to be available, but yo, he is not the guy you need. Like guarantee Arsenal get even if Victor Osimhen, they guarantee you they do better. Zinni and Jesus good examples. One season, one, yeah, bro. Like I just don't get it. Like I really, really don't like it. Honestly, I feel like this is just someone putting this out there because there's no way. Okay, there is absolute, but this is daily Arsenal. There's no way, bro. There's no way Arteta's really looking at Nunes and going, "Yeah, you're going to be the guy that wins me the league, bro." The team you're competing against, Man City, they have Holland, bro. Holland does not miss them chances. Holland can miss 40 big chances and still score you 50 goals. Like that's the difference. You sign Nunes, bro. Come on. Could you imagine Nunes and Havertz just stinging up the joint? Like at least Havertz, like I'll take Havertz in it. Like I'll take him over Nunes. Nunes is just he's chaotic, man. Chaotic. Nunes is chaotic football. Like the kind of football Arsenal is trying to play. This ain't it. Look, Nunes. Would he? So far, it's looked like Slot is not really fancying Nunes, right? But again, this season it just started. Jota is on form. Salah is there. What's the other guy's name? Gakpo is there as well. So I get it. Maybe Nunes ain't getting no minutes right now, but like, yo, Arsenal, this is this your king? Like, this is who's going to win you the league? Yo, come on, bro. Don't do it. Like, if anything, Arsenal should have gotten someone like a Solanke. If you're going to go for Nunes, bro, go get a Solanke. Yo. That would have made so much more sense than this. Solanke will get you at least 15 goals in this team. He got 19 goals. Again, he's not had prolific seasons, but nah. Get Tony. Thank you. Get an Ivan Tony. But I think it was reported that Arsenal really were not on the Tony train, man. They just don't want Tony. They're not interested. I think if Arsenal really wanted Tony, Tony would have been at Arsenal a long time ago. Not a lot of teams are, fancying Tony, but recently Chelsea. Again, we really don't know the ins and outs of the whole Tony situation, but they can get an Ivan Tony. Just Nunes is just not. It's not the guy. Like, yo, play Trossard up there. I don't know. Play Martinelli. Like, if you want chaos, bro, play Martinelli up there, and he probably does just as. Nunes is always going to get you goals, right? Because he makes those runs a lot. Like a broken clock is at least right once a day. That's one of those things. You know what I mean? Like a clock that ain't got no batteries in it. At some point, it's still going to tell you the accurate time of the day. This is it. Don't. This is just not a smart idea. But hey, what do I know? Arteta can fix him. He fix Havertz. Um, who knows? He'll be able to look if Arteta's if this deal actually goes through. And Arteta gets a tune out of this guy. Yeah, he should just become a fortune teller because, bruh, fix it. Nah, bro, this transfer doesn't even make any sense. But this is Arsenal we're talking about. Anything is possible. But do I think Arsenal have done enough to challenge Man City for the title? No, I don't think so. I don't think they have. Let me see what you said. Solomon says this means Havertz failed though. No. Yeah, but I don't think they would. You know what it is? I don't think if you look at it, has Havertz failed for what he gave them last year? I'll say no, only because he still gave you 20 goal contributions, right? So he hasn't failed. Would you say that Havertz, as a number nine experiment has failed? Then I'll say yes, because even though you brought him to be a number nine, you're trying to replace him again. So that whole concept of that business, yes, it's failed. But him as a player for the team, I think he's added his intangibles. He's won them a few big games. Let's honestly, bro. And in as much as I like to just clown him for that because I still don't think he's a good footballer, but he's been effective for Arsenal. But as their number nine, yeah, no, he has definitely failed. That project has failed. They should just let it go. Just let it go, man. It's done. Just let it go. But we'll see. I just don't think Arsenal have done enough. What is so? I just don't think Arsenal have done enough to compete and beat Man City to that league title. They needed to bring in a bagsman, and they got themselves a midfielder and a defender. So 20 goals, 20 GNA for 65 mil for 160. Then bench though, like Jackson got 19 GNA. Yeah, no, I see in that concept of like that transfer has failed. I'll say yes because if you brought him in to be a number nine and then you're replacing the guy you brought in to be a number nine, then that's just the definition of failure. But just his contribution to that Arsenal team last season, I think he did well because that has been his prolific season since his move to England. I believe so. Like, we couldn't get a tune out of him at all. I mean, he did win as a Champions League, but that's that. Oshimen, I don't know if they want to get Oshimen though. I don't know if they want to afford Oshimen because how much again? Oshimen with him, it's the salary, right? And Arsenal already have people making some big money, like their wage structure. Let me pull it up. Arsenal have some guys on some serious money. Arsenal highest earners. Let's see. They have some guys on some serious money. So if they get Osman in, then that's going to be. So let me share the screen with you guys real quick so you can see this. They're paying some guys some serious money. They can definitely afford Osman, but it's like, do they really want to? Probably not. I don't know if they want to. Okay, let me share this with you guys real quick. So this is Arsenal. Like, look at the guys they're paying a lot of money to. I don't know if you guys can see my screen, but look at their highest earners. Like Havertz is on 280. Jesus, who is barely available, always injured, is on 265. Declan Rice is on 240. Odegaard is on 240. Thomas Partey is on 200K. Saka is on 195. Saliba 190. Martinelli's on 180. All right, let me hold up. Let me zoom in for you. I got you. Let me zoom in for you really quickly. One sec. Uh, let's see. Actually, let me put this on a different screen so I can share this for you guys. Let's see. One second. One second. Let me get this over here for you. Okay. I don't know if you can see this. Let me. Why is there so much? All right. Give me a second. I got you. Got too many commercials on this thing, which is kind of annoying. Um, okay. Yo, I think Edu was not trying to have me show this to you guys. That's funny. He's hacked my stream. He's hacked my stream. Yo. He said, "Yo, you're blowing up the spot too much." But here we go. Okay. I don't know if you can see it better, but so this is Kai Havertz right here. There we go. Are you kidding? Yo, nah, this is funny. I don't know why there's this whole Gatorade situation, but anyway. But just look at these guys on look at the amount of money they paid. 280, 265, 240, 240, 200, 195, 190, 180, 150. Like they pay a lot of money. See? These are the guys right here. Havertz is on that big wage. They pay so much money. That's my point. You know what I mean? So it's just like Oshimen is going to be somewhere around here because we've been told he doesn't want to like reduce his wages. So Oshimen will be somewhere around here, somewhere around here, and that's a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like Jesus is on 265 and he's barely fit. Like he's just stealing a living. Look at that. Just too like they got too much. Nah, it ain't worth it, bro. If they get Osimhen, yes, I think they challenge. But if Arsenal get Osimhen, they definitely win the league. That much I know. If they get Osimhen, they win the league. But do they really want Osimhen? No, I think their fans will tell you who they should be trying to get is Gyökeres. See, Gyökeres, I've watched listen, when Osimhen when the here we go hits for Osimhen, bro. When it hits, it will be like, have you ever been like thirsty? Like you worked out and you've been dumb thirsty. And I'm talking like to the point where when you get to the store to get some water, you think you could drink like 4 bottles at once. Like that's how big your stomach and your eyes are looking. Like you're so dehydrated. You're like, you know what? I'm about to down like 5 gallons. That's how that Osimhen here we go is going to hit. It's going to be sweet, you know. But then after you get Osimhen, you get me a defender, and I think we should be solid. But it's looking likely that we're going to get Osimhen, which is a good thing. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely going to hit like. Suleiman said it's going. Yep, yes sir. That's exactly what it's going to hit like, bro. It's going to hit like them leftovers. You know how when you eat sometimes and you leave leftovers, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, yeah, I'm about to violate them leftovers. That excitement, that's how it's going to be. Because that's a statement signing. But again, I don't know how much of the conversation you've streamed in since I started, but it's just you add Osimhen and Sancho to this team, and it's just like, bro, it's gonna be a lot of like attacking options in this team. And look, I don't even want it to be like too much pressure on Maresca, but You can't just have a team like this built for you, basically constructed for you, and you don't do well. That will be annoying. I'm sorry. Like you have to do so much better with this team. So this why is this not working? But yeah, look, I think we still have a few days. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We got about 2 days till the transfer window is closed. I still see a few big moves being done. Um, look, we'll see what Liverpool are doing. Are United done yet? I don't know if they're done with their signings. We'll see what they're trying to do. I don't know if they got um, any more signings they're trying to bring in. Solomon says, let's see. I thought Neto was a signature signing for summer, but it looks like Neto was one of those very unexpected transfers. Like no one saw that coming, bro. Like nobody saw that coming, and that's a big one. It's a big one. Like Neto is one of those guys. Before your team is linked to him, like the idea is great, and you would want them to get him. But then you look at his history record, his injury record, and it's kind of like you want to stay away from that. In as much as he has quality, you ask yourself, like, yo, how many times am I really going to like see Neto play for me? But again, the signing is coming. The good thing is we have options, so he doesn't have to constantly be overplayed and overworked. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing. Like we don't have to watch Neto just be burnt out, just overused, which is a good thing for us. So I'm okay with that. Um, Don S4 says, yeah, they're gonna give. I'm not sure what that means. Give out the likes of they're gonna give out the likes of Mudrik if Sancho gets here. I think Mudrik is really on this. This has to be his last season because yeah, Sancho coming in is looking like, bro, that's gonna be a direct replacement for you because you just ain't cutting it. The good thing though is that see when Mudrik, here's where Arteta might come in again. You know what I mean? This is where Arteta is gonna come in again. Oh, they're gonna filter out the likes of Mudrik. Yes, 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 for sure. But with Mudrik, look, I see Arteta, saving somebody again. They wanted him when we signed him. We didn't even need him. You feel me? So I see the whole, saving. He needs saving again. Just like Joe Cole said, don't save. But I see Arteta. Arteta's just gonna go in, save him again and again, and we'll probably get like a nice little like 55 M's for Mudrik because he's still young, potential, potential Ballon d'Or winner. Yeah, I can see us doing a little nice deal with Arsenal for Mudrik. And if anything, they'll probably give us Trossard and as a part exchange. But that nah. See with Mudrik, bro. Like I know the base fee was like 62, and then we had some more add-ons to it. But I'll still be like with him. I know we could probably still sell him for like 40, 45 ish. Like we'll take the loss, but I still expect him to be in the 40s because someone else is going to come in and just pay. No, of course. Like I said, Arteta is going to come in, fix Mudrik, fix Nunez. I mean, imagine a team like a forward line of Mudrik, Kai Havertz, and Darwin Nunez. Yo, yeah. When you see a lineup like that, that's like some FIFA stuff. Like you're playing FIFA and you're like, you know what? I want to play Havertz on the right wing, Mudrik on the left, and you want to play Nunez up front. And then yeah, you play these three. Havertz doesn't really give you that much pace on the flanks, but Mudrik and Nunez in video games that's a cheat code. Mudrik is frustrating, right? Because he's one of those guys. He's like an enigma. For me, I think he has all the talent in the world. I think he has the pace. It's just something is just not clicking, bro. Like it's just not clicking. For me, it's like I think for me, He's almost like one of those guys who, so before he like completes like a pass or something, right? I think this is how I feel like he's thinking. He's thinking, if I play this pass and do this, this might be the outcome. Like he's always trying to like, I feel like he's planning 6 steps ahead before he makes that first step. So then it always just doesn't happen. Why? I don't know. That's just how I feel. I just feel like he's just overthinking it. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like he's overthinking it, and it's just, or he's just bad. But sometimes you see like some of the passing, those reverse passes, like creates like creatively. I think he's very creative. Like if Jackson could have put away some of the chances, because I was watching this comp. If Jackson could have put away some of the chances Mudrik was creating for him last year, Mudrik could have had at least 4 or 5 assists just off of Jackson. So that kind of gives me hope slightly, bro. It's like this much hope, if you could see it, that much hope that you give Mudrik someone like an Oshimen or a Tony. He plays that pass into some of these guys, they probably finish it. Hold up, let me bring this one. Is funny. That's the misfiring squad. But yo, that squad, someone probably smokes you on FIFA with that. Havertz on the left, Mudrik on the Havertz on the right, Mudrik on the left, and Darweezy up front. Yeah, now FIFA settings is gonna be crazy, bro, because the pace from the left and Nunes is gonna be insane. But not, we all know Arteta's not dropping Saka, and I think that's one of Arteta's biggest issues too. I believe Saka has just been overused. Like that guy is reliable and he's durable, and maybe to a fault. Because if Saka was getting injured, maybe to get somebody to kind of like you know give him a rest, give him a break. But the fact that he's always available, you're just going to rely on his availability. You're like, you know what, bro, he's always going to be here 97% of the time. I don't want it. I don't need to get somebody else. That's the problem. Like if Arsenal could have just and here's the thing. There are a few Solomon said overuse and abuse. Yeah, nah, he's overused, definitely. There are a few options that Arsenal could have gotten for that right side. Like it as bad as like Sterling has been for us. Just follow this train. Like if Sterling went to Arsenal and he played on that right side, right? Because he's played that position for us a few times, and he's actually a lot more dangerous as well when he plays on the right. Because then when he's cutting in, or he can cut in, or he can go on the outside. Usually when he plays on the left, he wants to come in and shoot. But when he plays on that right and you take away the option of him to take a shot, then he's more creative with that. That could be dangerous. If Arsenal can get someone like him, as a little, rotation piece for Saka, so you don't really have to burn Saka out, that's not bad. With the Nunes thing, it was just like I don't know if it was like an ITK or something. It was just reported earlier today, like Arsenal were looking at Nunes, and I think because it's easy to make that just because like Nunes hasn't really been used by the new manager, so it's easy to kind of just link him away with like moves and whatnot. But I don't really see that happening, to be honest with you. Like I don't see Nunes leaving Liverpool. Um, if he does, then look. If he does, then damn. I don't know. I was trying to go back on Twitter to refresh my page, but I think it's actually down. Let me see. Give me a sec. I don't know if it's yeah. I think Twitter's down right now. I was gonna try and see if I could have pulled up the report for you, but it's not been confirmed. I think it's just kind of like a rumor, which is why I was like, if there's anybody who's gonna try to sign Nunes, it's going to be Arteta because he just has Twitter's down. He just has that I'm gonna fix him energy about him. You know what I mean? Jesus. When they got Jesus, when they got Zinchenko, I'm gonna fix him. They're going to add quality. And now I feel like bar like Cole Palmer, I'm starting to see that Man City, they just sell their scrubs, bro. Like, yeah, they sell some of the good ones like Gundogan, Mares, you know, Alvarez. But so far, Jesus has been a bust. Zinchenko, Arsenal fans don't even rate him. And Sterling is about to be sold. Yeah, they just once they see you're not really going to be valuable, they'll let you go. Now, again, when Arsenal did get Jesus and Zinchenko, look, I thought it was a smart thing because you want to have people in your team that have been there and won. So I'm not even gonna like clown him because I think at some point before we got Sterling, we were also looking at Jesus, which Jesus for me would have fit into what we were trying to do because he's that kind of striker who can still give you the link up play. He can, do the whole drop in deep, take on a man, create chances. Like he can create. So Jesus is not an awful player. He's just not fit. Like this guy is always just injured. But then the minute he comes back, he looks sharp. Like he looks ready to go. How he does that, I don't know. But it's just this is a season where, bruh, Man City, funny enough, they've looked stronger off the rip this year. Usually, when they start the season, it's a bit slow. They don't start off like that. But this season, they smoked us at the bridge, did the same thing to Ipswich. And they've Holland has just started the season um like a wrecking ball, bro. Like he's just on it. I mean, like 5 or 6 goals this season already, and it's only been 2 games in. So City have already started off strongly than they usually do previous years. So do I think Arsenal is going to win the league? I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't think so because I just don't think they've done enough. Like for you to beat Man City, you should have just went in, got your caress in, you know, got Nico Williams. If they got Williams, got the Gyökeres or Oshimen, and they still had added Marino and what's his name, Califiori, then I'll say, okay, you know what? Yeah, that's a nice low, like that's a 10 out of 10 window. You can't even hate on that. You got forwards and you got that midfielder that you wanted, your left eight, and you still got the defense. Arsenal's defense right now, yeah. Like I think Saturday I said Arsenal are becoming that team that I hate in terms of they've now developed that consistency to a point where I'm just like, if I see them go into a game, I'm like, yeah, bro, they're gonna win this game. Like I'm not even gonna like look into it too much because I already know they're gonna win that game. They've become that team, and it's really annoying to me because I'm just gonna be honest. You see the consistency, the defensive solidity. It's like, yo, bro, why? Why are you so good? And if they start winning, yeah, that's gonna be a bigger problem. Like they're not even winning now, but they're cultivating that almost like never die attitude for me. Like Arsenal, when I see them now, I think, yo, they're a serious team. You know what I mean? So again, we'll see. I don't think Arsenal are gonna have it easy if Watkins Bird. Look, Watkins, he sold that game, man. To me, that chance, the one he had where he just put it wide and that header, yeah. If he took those chances, Arsenal already 2-0 down. And would they come back and potentially tie that game? I don't know. But they struggled enough till late when Partey killed that game off. So if Villa took their chances, yeah, Arsenal would have been nervous because they have Arsenal's number. Like Villa has Arsenal's number. So if they took the lead, I think Arsenal panic. I think they start panicking. You know what I mean? They start feeling, damn, we really just can't beat Villa. But since Villa never took those opportunities, Arsenal were in the game long enough, and quality players always punish you. Like it's always deja vu. You get a chance and you don't bury it, the other team goes the other way, and guess what? You're 1-0 down. When you're able to bring in Trossard, you know it's going to be a problem. Like the minute I saw him warming up, I was like, all right, bro. Yeah, it's done so. Like Arsenal are going to win this. All right, Solomon, let me see what's let's see if there's anything else I can pop up for you guys. Let me show you the Nunez situation. I bookmarked it. This I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you. Give me 1 second. Because I know you wanted to know if Nunez is really. So here's the Nunez thing. Arsenal interested in signing Darwin Nunes before Friday's deadline. So I that it's there. It's reported. Now, is this going to happen? I don't know, bro. But if oh my god, it's just weird. This is such a weird just link. It's just a weird link. Don says the Arsenal fans feel they overcame the Achilles heel, but think another team this season is going to have their number. That's the beauty of the Premier League. You never know who's going to have your number. You never know who's going to decide to be that asshole to you. Like that team you just can't get over. Now, Villa definitely had their number. And I think the longer that game went on and it was 0-0, Arsenal definitely would have. It would be normal for them to feel like, yo, we just cannot beat Villa. But now they've beaten Villa, they've gotten those 3 points. Who are they going to drop the next 3 points to? You know what I mean? Is it going to be a West Ham? Is it going to be a Fulham? Is it going to be a Wolves? Like, we don't know. And that's the beauty of the Premier League. Like, these teams always just want to show you something, so that's it. But um look, Sterling to United, I touched on that as well. Oh, I forgot. Gundogan is back to Man City, and it's like they won the league. Yeah, they lost Alvarez. They added Savio to this team. They brought Gundogan back. They got their Gundogan replacement by bringing Gundogan back. Savio comes in again. He might replace some of the goal contributions that um, Alvarez gave them. You know what I mean? But it's like they just didn't really get that much weaker. The defense is still good. Their midfield is still quality. They just they're inevitable, man. That's the problem. So for Arsenal to catch up to them, they're gonna have to do a lot better than Marino and Califiori. And even when Califiori came on, I know that was his first game, but like, yo, he was looking a bit shaky too. Like, he was looking real shaky. So how many games is he going to start? But it don't matter. Like, their defense is so strong. You don't even need Califiori. Like, bro, Timba is there. I'll take Saliba right now, man. Like, if we really could just go to Arsenal and give him like 150 for Saliba and Gabriel, like, forget Oshimen. Give them two one. Give me 150 for those two. I take it right now because I bet you give me Saliba and Gabriel, bro. We're definitely gonna be like, and we don't even sign Osman. Even if we don't sign Osman, but you give me Gabriel and Saliba, I say we challenge for the league. And that's not even a crazy statement because that defense will be so solid. Them two with Gusto, Cucurella, Viega, Reese James. Yeah, bro, that defense will be real good. We definitely will challenge with Saliba and Gabriel in defense. Even if you don't get Osman, you can like share the goals in amongst the team. Like, Felix should be able to get you like 9 to 10 Premier League goals, maybe. He got 4 last time. Why can't he give you 8? Give you another 4. With the quality of this team, Neto should be able to give you like 5, 6 goals. And Kunku should be able to give you like 12 Premier League goals. Jackson gives you another 14. Who else? Who else is in this team? Palmer gives you another like 15, 16 Premier League goals. Madueke gives you like 8, 9 Premier League goals. Bro, that's already damn near like 50, 60 goals already between all these guys. Before you talk about your midfield chipping in with like 3 or 4, Enzo gets like 4 or 5. Caicedo gets you 1. Your defenders chipping with a few. Yo, already you're right there. But guess what? You're not conceded with Saliba and Gabriel. You don't concede, you win games. It's really that simple. Don says last season for Sanchez. Yo, and this is why I don't even want Sanchez in this team because that thing is still pissing me off. Like, we were comfortable, 2-0, 70 something minute. Bro, no pressure. We hadn't beaten Arsenal for mad long. Like, this was just going to be a comfortable win. And what does Sanchez do? Does what Sanchez does. Just a lapse in concentration. That bozo gene is just hella strong. Like, I just don't understand why. Just should have just won that game comfortably, but nah. Guys, if this is your first time coming across my content, please sub to the channel, like the video. It definitely boosts it sends my stuff in the algorithm. Definitely support the channel. Let's see this grow. I'm at like 84 subs. I'm trying to get to like 100 before the month is done. I'm not sure if we can make it, but we could try. Get it to 100. Like for me, before the season is done, I definitely want to like have at least like 200, 300 subs. And then the goal is to just, keep going, keep the content coming, keep making this space just like, enjoyable. But tomorrow's going to be a big day. I don't know. I just feel we're going to get something crazy. I feel like we're going to get something big. I don't know if it's going to be Oshimen, something. I appreciate that, Solomon. Definitely. I mean, like, for me, when I did my video on like why I even started YouTube, this was like my first video, and I think it was just having that outlet to just express my opinions and just say what I feel. Like usually I'll go on other people's channels or like I watch some of these channels and I hear some people saying some stuff and I'm kind of like, I don't really agree, but it's like I can't really debate you because I'm not on there with you, right? So this was more so just so I can kind of just express myself, do something that I like. I've played soccer my whole life. Like I've been playing since I can't remember. Bro, I broke like my fibia, my tibia just playing. Recovered, still playing. Like this is really it. It's like when you're that passionate about it, bro, nothing stops you. You sprain your ankle, you twist your ankle, you heal up, there you go again playing. It's just what we do, But tomorrow, I'm excited about tomorrow, man. Might wake up to some craziness, you know. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. I think um it's sometimes the facts are just the facts, right? Like in as much as we used to own Arsenal back in the day, it's like right now they're so much better than us. You know what I mean? They're just so much better than us. And we have such a long way to go, but I try to keep my opinions pretty level-headed. It's just that's what you got to do. Nah, bro. Listen, we used to play. I used to have to wake up at like 6 a.m. because I had to like ride my bike. It was like an hour away. And then we played, whether it was winter, summer, we played sometimes when it was raining. I mean, I don't know if you've ever played in snow before, but your toes freeze up. But we did not care. We did not care, bro. We played because we just enjoyed it. Until they win something major, we still, yeah, for sure. For sure. Like we're always gonna hold the Champions League and the Europa and all of that over them until they win something major. Yeah, we're always going to be in that conversation with Arsenal because, like, you can't just be like, I've been challenged for the last 2 years, bro. Just being a bridesmaid don't really mean nothing. Like when people are talking about marriage, you can't say nothing. You just been a bridesmaid. You never been there, and that's Arsenal. But the moment they're doing so much better than us. Yeah, no, they're definitely the new Spurs. Only difference is they're challenging, and Spurs are not going to, not for a while at least. And also Spurs, like for them, I put them. I don't even remember where I put them. Um, I don't remember where I put them, but I think they still have. I mean, Solanke, I believe, gives them a decent amount of goals. Look, their defense again, Spurs' defense too. Like if you gave me a blank check right now and you said go sign who you want, I might try for like Van de Ven. I'll go to Spurs and be like, yo, let me see what you're saying about Van de Ven. Because with his pace, you could play that high line if you want. Van de Ven on the left, somebody else next to him. Yo, you definitely can. And defensively, he's good. I'll definitely go get Van de Ven. I'll try to get Saliba, Gabriel. I'll do it all because with a defense like that, for sure, we do have a long way to go. I'm hoping Maresca's guy so far. I'm liking how he operates. Maresca is just coming in. He's like, yo, I'm just calling it as it is. If it offends you, I don't care. If it doesn't offend you, you're welcome. Um, and before he came in, people told us he was going to be um he was going to be like a yes man. And to a certain degree, most managers tend to be yes men, especially if you're not one of those guys who's won a lot. Pep does not have to be a yes man because when Pep walks through your doors, whatever he tells you, you do it. You don't tell Pep what to do. He tells you what to do. He tells you what he wants. So with other managers, yeah, they could probably be a bit of yes men because they're coming in seeking the validation. Pep comes in and he tells you, I need this, I need you to get rid of this person, and you're going to do it. It's Pep Guardiola. Maresca, however, when he came in, people were gonna say, yo, he's gonna be a yes man. And look, you do what you gotta do. At the end of the day, if you get results, we don't care if you're a yes man or not. So I'm a bit aware of Maresca only because before the City game, he said technical decisions to leave Sterling out. And couple of days later, he said he isn't in my plans. I think like coaches, you remember the whole Ten Hag Sancho thing where I think I'm not sure, but did Ten Hag say something like Sancho has to train better or something? So I think coaches usually say this just to not bring that much heat. You could just say, "Yo, it's a technical decision, and I didn't bring him in." And nobody's going to crucify you if a coach says, "You know what? It's technical. I wanted to bring somebody else. He's not part of the match day squad, but he's going to make the next one." That's just a generic thing to say to, just diffuse a situation. But since Sterling's camp came out with that whole, their briefing or whatever, I guess that's when it was kind of like, all right, now we really try to go this, we try to deal with this in-house, and then your team has come out exposing this whole situation. So then now we have to take a stance. That's how I saw it. Like if Sterling's people didn't come out and say nothing, maybe they handled this a bit differently. They're not snatching they're not snatching your number off your back, giving it to Neto. Like I think this plays out a bit differently. But once his team came out and said what they said, yeah, I think it was a wrap, bro. I think they were just like, yeah, you gotta go. Simple. Maresca now at Chelsea reminds me how they treated Pep when he came over from Barcelona B to manage the main team. I'm not sure. Tell me more about what you mean by this. Because I don't know what Pep did when he managed Barcelona B. That much I don't know. But Maresca, it's refreshing to see a coach just say it as it is, no sugarcoating, just like you let us know what it is. You don't think this person is in your plans, you move them on. It's that simple. Sterling, if he goes to Man United, which again, if it happens, look, he's probably one of their better wingers immediately, and we don't even want him. So that just tells you the state of United. But I think he has a bit of fire in his belly to prove that he still belongs at this level, and then we'll see how that goes. But I don't know, man. I really don't know with that. I don't want Sancho, but it's looking like it's just gonna happen. So, but top four, once the transfer window closes, I think I'm probably gonna do an updated version of my predicted tables because I think a few teams are adding a few decent pieces, and you do that table before, guys. All the new people tuning in, listen, go like the video, subscribe to the channel immediately. It just helps the channel grow, helps push the video to the algorithm. But once the transfer window is closed, I gotta definitely do an updated um predicted position where everyone's going to finish because I want to bump, I want to see what Liverpool do. I want to see what United do. I want to see what we do. I want to see what Spurs do. I want to see what Newcastle do. But yeah, Dream says Maresca's just like me for real. Everyone I wanted gone is gone. It's going. Every concern I had is being addressed. I love to see. We'll be there when we're top three. You know what's so crazy, man? I did this when I did my predicted, positioning, right? One of them I put Chelsea third. And I know even in my video, I said I feel like it's just going to be crazy. But it was just a sneaky feeling. Sometimes when you feel something, you feel like something is going to happen. That was one of those feelings. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I don't know, bro. I'm convinced if we get Oshimen, something big happens. Said Pep was good for Barcelona B, but they said he was an amateur and Barcelona is too huge. It will swallow him up. Yeah, see, Pep was one of them guys. Like when we played against his Barcelona teams, you just knew like this guy was going to go on to be um, just one of the best. Like he understood the game and he's obsessed with it. You know what I mean? He's so obsessed that he keeps finding new ways to even beat himself. That's how you know this guy's obsessed. When you find ways to actually go against your own team, yeah, you know you don't sleep. Pep looks like the type of guy who's like taking a nap and then he wakes up, he goes, bam, oh shit, I just thought of something. And then he goes and he writes it down. Like he just looks like that kind of guy. Sleeps the game, eats the game. He's probably like me. He's in the supermarket or just thinking sports. You know what I mean? He's just thinking soccer, formation, tactics. Oh yeah, what new formation am I gonna drop on the Premier League? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with two center backs. Yeah, I'll go two center backs, six attacking midfielders. Yeah, two strike. Like Pep just does stuff like this, bro. And then he still wins, and we're all stuck trying to catch up to him. And then he goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna switch it up again." So I don't know, man. I feel like Arsenal they got to do better, or else it ain't happening. I'm trying to see if there's anything regarding the Sancho thing that that is going to come up, but we'll see. Okay, something about Kivio. Let's see. I'll bring this up. We're just going through the transfer rumors as they come. Arsenal have informed Kivio and his come that he's not for sale, despite interest from Villarreal and Bologna on loan. Also want to keep Kivio at the club. I mean, we know this guy's not going to be getting no game time though. I'm sorry, bro. Like, they do have a few competitions they're playing in, so he might be able to get some game time. Him, Califiori, Timba, they might be playing those FA Cup, you know, Champions League games where they've already qualified. They might get some minutes, but I think he's gonna struggle for some minutes, man. Like, because again, Califiori's in, Zinchenko's there, he's there, Timba's there. What's the Asian player's name as well? He's also there. Tomiyasu is there. So give you, I don't know how many minutes you're gonna get, but yeah, it's just gonna be it for you, my boy. And Anselberg's getting when actually that inside scene. He said he lives on the road from training ground. And Maresca, like when he talks, he also sounds like someone who just has conviction in what he's doing and how he feels and what he wants to do. And you can only respect the honesty. You know what I mean? It's like, look, if you fuck around, he's like, yeah, you're not part of the plans. It is what it is, and then you're gone. That's just it. Something about Rio Ferdinand has slammed Man United for agreeing to sell Scott McTominay. Bro, listen, players are always going to be sold. Okay, players are always going to be sold. It's just you gotta understand, bro. It's a business. If you're spending money, you have to sell people to balance that. It might not be the people you want to see, but guess what? The players you don't want to sell, they're the ones that have the highest sale value. So McTominay is going to be sold because guess what? He brings them the most money and they can reinvest it back into the team. You spent money on Ugarte, you spent money on Delict, you spent money on Euro, you spent money on Mazurawi, you spent money on Xerxes. That's money everywhere. So that 30, 35 euros coming from McTominay, again, that goes in to give you a little cushion. That's it. You know what I mean? Like you just got to do what you got to do. He might, and Sancho definitely needs to leave for himself because it's like I always said since when the whole thing the summer when Ten Hag's contract thing was in the air, I always just thought if he stays, Sancho's leaving. If Sancho stays, then guaranteed Ten Hag is leaving. Now they're both there, but Sancho's got to leave, and he's probably going to leave. And we'll see if they if they complain about it. Like it doesn't even make any sense. The guy's just not a good fit. Just let him go. Um, just let him go, bro. Go somewhere else. Your enjoy your football. Enjoy your football, and that's it. I think earlier today there were rumors that Chelsea were going to make their first move for Oshimen as well. Look, we'll see how that goes. Napoli, they're very just difficult to negotiate with. We've already seen that. Very difficult to negotiate with. So we'll see how that goes. I think earlier today there was something about the Sassi and Trevor Chalobah. Look, go. There's a possibility Chalobah might stay should Chelsea sell Desasi. Me, I wouldn't be selling Desasi just yet. I'm sorry. Desasi is not like as slow as Desasi is. He's one of those guys. I think when it comes to being able to play out from the back, Desasi can do it. He's one of our. Don't. I'll come back to this. Don't even worry. I got you. I'm gonna address this real quick. Um, but Desasi for me, one of the guys who can play out from the back, aerially dominant. You know, look, I think a lot of people disrespected him last season. I don't think he had a bad season like people made it seem. I don't think he was our worst defender. I thought Desasi was pretty decent. I'll give him like a nice 6.5 out of 10. A few times he got cooked, but yes, Gusto's gotten cooked a few games. Rich James has been cooked before. Like good defenders are going to get cooked, but Desasi was still pretty reliable. People say the best ability is availability. I don't believe that. I just think the best ability is ability. But if I'm gonna go on people's, concept, then Desasi should be one of the names over here. He should not be sold. I don't think he deserves to be sold. It's not really his fault that Chalobah is being treated this way. And he was brought in because most of our center backs were basically injured. Fafana was still injured. Colwell, we weren't too sure what's happening with him. Um, Badiashile fell off the face of the planet. So Desasi came in and he actually showed leadership for someone. Again, we also remember he just came from the French league last season. So how you see how we give people grace to like adjust to the league? I feel like we never gave Desasi that. I'm not saying he's the best thing since sliced bread, but I think Desasi doesn't really deserve the serious criticism that he's been getting. But on the Servette game, definitely tune in tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna do my preview and my predicted lineups. But I think based off of that first leg, they weren't awful at all. Like they just didn't have enough quality to kind of just match up to what we were doing. But Servette weren't awful. And if we fuck around, they could surprise us. They could really surprise us in that second game. I think we still have enough quality to win this game comfortably. We should not even be conceding in this game. This should be one of those games you go to Servette, you go 2-0, done, finito. Don't make it nervous. Don't make it nail biting. Don't make us anxious. Don't make it edgy. Don't make it cagey, bro. Everything you can think about. Don't make this game like that. We don't need all of this. I said Desasi. Servette, look, don't disrespect them. Don't think this is a foregone conclusion because at first, like they showed us they could be dangerous. Up until Madueke came in and killed that game, yo, Servette were in the game. But this win we got against Wolves, I expect these guys to go into that game. I want them to be comfortable, express themselves. Um, I see Madueke starting that game, but I'll definitely do the predictor lineup tomorrow. So definitely tune in for that. But I think we should win this game though. We should not be losing this game. Like the worst is a draw, and that's if Servette play out of their skin. If they come in here and they're just playing out of their freaking skin, then I'll be like, oh shit, okay. But I still expect us to win this game comfortably. And then go into the game against Palace with some confidence and momentum. You know what I mean? Just do your job because thing is, it doesn't always have to be pretty as long as it's effective. You go, I think we're going to Switzerland, right? You go to Switzerland, you get your win, you come home, you get ready for Palace. We're playing Palace at home. You handle that game as well. Simple. The guys I would want to see play in Servette, I don't really want to see them against Palace. So this is where having a big squad, like everybody's been telling us, we have 42 players. This is where you have to utilize that squad. You let your for me this game. I want to see Felix play. I think I want to see Kunku start this game. I don't want to give too much of my lineup, but I want to see some of the guys who haven't gotten that opportunity play. I think they should. No, he should be because we were sleeping that first half against against Wolves. So yeah, I think Maresca is really gonna have to be, and I think he is gonna be on them because whatever he said at halftime, yeah, that shit worked. Oh, it worked a treat because all of a sudden Caicedo came in like he had some Gatorade because when he was playing the first half, he looked like he was on that Don Julio and Coke, but he came in, now he was on that Gatorade and he was performing. But we definitely need the momentum. I think it's important to just be able to get some points because now if we get 6 out of 9 points, now you're steady. You go to the international break, you come back, you see where you're in the table. If you're in the top 8, okay, cool. That doesn't really reflect where you're going to be, but the more points you gain, listen, the higher you go. Because with this team, we should not be finishing sixth with this team. I'm sorry, as bad as our defense could be, we should not be finishing where we finished. Because not only did you go and add some more options to this team, you added some forward and you added some forwards and you added more goals to this team. So sixth, we should not be there. We need the momentum, and it starts with beating the likes of Servette. You do your job, you come back to London. Yeah, we're Gucci, man. And it's gonna be it. So we'll see how the game goes midweek. It's unfortunate it's not gonna be on TV because then we got to start watching on the app. Listen, when I watched the other one that was the last week, man, I was like, bro, I paid for this nonsense basically because their game was not good. But that's what we do as fans, bro. You pay for it, you watch it, and even more important as a content creator now because you got to watch these games, got to preview it, you got to do your reviews, you got to talk about the performances, who did what, who did not do what. So we'll be there. Just make sure we're not losing that game because if we do, bro, if we lose to Servette, problems. If they win big tomorrow and win decent against Palace, I hope they'll buy into Maresca philosophy and run through big brick walls for. Um, oh, I guess you let me know what the Discord is going to be. Let me know what the Discord is. Honestly, wait, whose Discord is it going to be in though? That's a question. If it is, send it to me. I'll join in and watch it in there. Definitely, please let me know. But I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, you were talking about the. Okay, yeah, nah. Then I'll join Lewis's Discord for sure. All right, bet. I'll be in there. I definitely will be in there. Now Lewis is my guy, bro. I appreciate that dude so much. Nah, he a cool dude. Like when I ever go to the UK, that's probably one of the people I'm a link with because I got family out there, so for sure. But um, when it comes to Maresca, like I think, look, if the guys are buying into his philosophy, and if you're winning, it helps too. Like it definitely helps when you're winning because then everyone is on board. Now, when he's telling you to do something and the results ain't coming in, and you're gonna be looking at him like, I don't think you know what you're talking about, bro. But the good thing for us is this team is so young. Like if you give Maresca the Man City team, the Liverpool team, because these guys they're winners. You know, they've been there, done that. They've had the best of the best. They've had Pep. They've had Klopp. So they might be like, "Yo, you can't talk to me, bro. You ain't really got the facilities." But our guys are young, man. They haven't won nothing. You know, they're young kids. You know, so they got it's like the respect your elders type thing. You feel me? Respect your elders type thing. So they just got to see and buy into what Maresca's trying to do. But we have to win that game. I mean, bro, if we lose or even draw to Servette, dock wages. I'm sorry. Take, yeah, nah, you got to cut their salaries because ain't no way you you cannot be getting paid for this nonsense. You cannot be getting paid for this nonsense. But nah, we'll see what tomorrow brings, man. Um, Hopefully, man. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about: Liverpool looking at Chiesa. Yo, Liverpool's transfer window has been so confusing. Like it's been weird, like very, very weird. Chiesa hasn't been a known entity for like since the last 5 years. So I don't get it. Like Chiesa is like that. I don't know if he's washed, but he's not him no more, bro. Like Chiesa is not him. It's not him. But it's only like what 10 million. I guess it's worth a punt. Like that's how much you sell some academy players. So I guess you buy Chiesa for 10. You can see if you can resurrect them, you know? This just screams like an Arteta. So even Arteta's not going, he's not going nowhere near this. So that should tell you something. But I mean, I don't know, man. Like Chiesa is still, I don't know, bro. I really don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or I don't know. It's just it's a pointless transfer because the same thing they've been saying about our team. Where is he going to play? Where's Chiesa going to play? Where? He's just going to be on the bench. I mean, 10 mil for a bench option ain't bad. And low key, I feel like he might still be able to do something though. But it's just this Liverpool thing. It's just weird. So if we lose Sunday, we'll feel like we did nothing. Nah, we can't look. We should not be losing to Palace on Sunday under no circumstance. Like we've been as bad as we've actually been beating Palace for a while. So there's no reason we should be losing to Palace on Sunday. And if we beat Servette, look, I think the momentum just carries through, bro. And with the options we have, like if they get Oshimen in registered on time, I don't know if he's going to be on the bench, but you can only dream. Like you can only dream he'll be ready to go. And then, yeah, we would take care of Palace, go for the international break, come back, and see where we're at. Yeah, no, no. We've been, see same thing I said. We've been beating Palace for a minute now. Like last season, as bad as we were, like Conor Gallagher scored the double against them, and then Enzo finished that game. And even at the bridge, Madueke scored that penalty. So I don't think we should be nervous about Palace. But again, you can't be too can't be too cocky because you this is the Premier League. This is just what happens. Teams like Palace come in, they take a point off of you, and then we'll see how that goes. But I expect us to win. Don says, "Well, let Liverpool do that. I don't mind because Chris said I don't saying they do things the right way." Yeah, I mean, you're always gonna get that though. That's just like the rivalry, bro. Like if we were going in for Chiesa, yo, the heat would have been intense. They would have told us we don't know what we're doing. You would have seen big Liverpool accounts saying Todd Bowley doesn't know what he's doing. Chiesa hasn't been relevant since the last 10 years. Chelsea are a mess. And I mean, to be fair, we have done a few things really messy, and we've just, we've not been streamlined with a lot of the decisions. But for the most part, I think they're trying to rectify a lot of things, and they're trying to just make things a lot better. You feel me? But and you got to you got to give them the opportunity to fix mistakes they've done. Right? They've come in let's just call it inexperience. They've done things a certain way. Okay, now they're trying to rectify that. So you have to at least take a step back and go, all right, you made the mistake. Now I see you trying to clean it up. Let's see what you can do, and then that's it. So I'm not too tough on that. That I think we would be okay. It gets a bit more scary when it's like now they're not doing anything to improve the team, and they're not getting the signings that we really need, and contracts are not being renewed. Other teams are trying to take our key players. Then it's like you got to panic a bit. But so far they've looked like they're ready to put the money in, invest in the team, see it, just see the team perform a bit better. So we'll see how that goes. But listen, tomorrow it's going to be interesting. If we hear that Oshimen, I'll be at work tomorrow. So if I get that Oshimen here we go, I'm gonna have to do it when I get back home. But it's gonna be beautiful if we do. Let's top Bowley, um, about doing things since the Enzo signing. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like Ibali has been, running things in the background. I think Bowley is just more of like their face. He's more of the guy we're more familiar with. So everything is just we just say he does everything. But Ibali is a man who's running the show. And as long as he's on this Osimhen business, bro, do you? Because clearly our sporting directors, they've not been, when it came so far, like the big deals, the Enzos and Caicedos. Clearly, Bali has had to go in and be like, "Yo, get this done ASAP." Like he's had to take control. So I'm cool with that. And look, these guys know how to run a business, man. They're billionaires for a reason. Somehow they've turned us all into like financial, accountants, and we're all just doing the money and the math. It's just listen, we when we used to watch football, bro, you know what we used to do? We used to basically pay money, okay? Because obviously not everyone was able to be able to have these games on live. So we had to go to these um it was always like a game center. All we did was we paid our money to get in, watch the game, go back home, talk about what we saw in the game, and that was it. We didn't care about how much was being spent. We didn't care how much was being sold. We didn't care about none of that. Now you need to have an idea of what's going on when it comes to how much your club can spend. But even so, bro, it's not my problem. Like it's really not my problem. Like, bro, you want to spend what you want to spend? Cool. As long as the team I love doesn't get relegated, we don't get points deducted. I'm cool, bro. You do what you got to do. Like you run this. You sell what you want to do. Just don't sell the players I like. And again, usually the players that I like are the players most of us tend to like because these are good players. Good players don't get sold unless they really, really need to be moved on. So I think we'll be fine either way, man. It's just what it is. But people, listen, I appreciate you doing this with me tonight. I had to come on. You know what I mean? Listen, if Iqbali is handling that Oshiman deal, I'm confident because we've already seen what happened with the whole Olise, which in a good way, is it a good thing that we didn't get Olise because I think Olise on that left would have been a cheat code Can you have imagined a team with Olise, Neto, Palmer, Felix, potentially Oshimen, Nkunku? Yo, nah, that would have been illegal. I think that definitely would have been illegal because it just makes no sense. But look, if Madueke can keep performing the way he is, now he honestly Madueke should set himself a goal of like 10 to 12 Premier League goals. Maybe all in all, you can get you um maybe we don't get Neto if we got Olise. True that. And look, either or, if we had gotten Olise instead of Neto, I probably wouldn't complain either, to be honest. I wouldn't. Um Look, if Maresca was you want the coach to be picked by the people who own the club. So for me, so far Maresca looks like he knows what he's doing, and we look better. Like we played better so far. Preseason, we saw the indications. We saw what it could potentially it potentially could be. Now we just wait for consistency and more game time together, more chemistry, and I think these guys will be fine. Look, if it doesn't work, if somehow we come back and Maresca's just taking L's after L's, if in the next 10 games we only win two, we only win three, and it just keeps going on for a long time. Look, I'm gonna want to see sign change. Like you can't just blindly follow sign. If Maresca's not doing the job, bro, get him out of here. I'm sorry. Like you still got to keep the standards up. I understand, just restarting the shit. It's not worth it. But if you own a company and you have an employee who's not being productive, they're always late, not doing their job, can't complete a task, and they're losing you money, and you just hire them. What are you gonna do? You're gonna want to bring in somebody else who can get you better results with the same tools and resources, regardless of if you just brought this employee in or not. So for me, if this guy ain't cutting it, look, we're patient. Yeah, and we're patient because I think we were patient enough with um Graham Porter. We definitely were very patient with him. Bro, we went certain months where we just couldn't even score a goal. We were all there. We saw that. And we were still like, dang, we've been in the trenches, bro. We've been in the trenches, so we know what it is. We know what it is. Let's see what does Sullivan say. It's not saying that it's not just firing the one comes with getting new players. True, you know what I mean. But here's the thing. Here's my thing when it comes to like getting a coach for your team. You look at the players you have and you go, this is the philosophy and this is the identity I want to see. This is what I want to develop. So I'm going to target a coach that is going to look at the resources he has and go, okay, I can do this or I cannot. If you go bring in a coach who goes the opposite of what you're trying to do, then you're always going to have problems. Hence why Poch couldn't just work out because we have technical players and he turned them into runners. These guys ain't runners. If Pep went to Liverpool, he probably gets a tune out of them because they play that ping pong chaotic football that he wants to play. So I know it's going to be hard because if you let Maresca go, now you got to bring in another coach, bring in his own team, trying to get him new players. But if you just want to have a coach and go, listen, these are the players I have. This is the identity I want to develop. Can you do it or not? That's it. You pick coaches that fit the idea you're trying to create. If you have ingredients at your crib, if you have ingredients at home, and somebody comes through and you go, hey, listen, this is what I have. I have some garlic powder, some onion powder. I got some chicken. I got some chicken. I got some sazon, yada, yada, yada. This is what I got. What can you cook with this? If someone goes, you know what? If this is what you got and this is the amount of time I got, okay, this is what I can do for you. It might not be the best, but you know what? I can work with what you got. You can either let them do it or you can either have somebody go, you know what? Nah, I don't use this type of seasoning. I want this type of seasoning. I want, you know, low fat this. You got to be like, no, bro, get out of here. You're doing too much. You got to bring in somebody who fits what you're trying to do, and they don't require much. Most coaches are always going to require much, but when you build a quality team, when you have certain players like this, you don't need to do too many tweaks because the quality is already there. But I get what you're saying, though. Exactly. Maresca himself said it. I saw the squad. I watched their games. I analyzed all, even though half of that was probably some cap. Like it was just this. He just said whatever he needed to say to get the job. But if he said he analyzed the team, then he knows, okay, you know what? This is what they got. This is what I can do. This is who I've seen. This is what I know they can do. These are their strengths. These are their weaknesses. And then that's it. Every coach is always going to require something. But if you build a strong team, like if you Real Madrid, look at Real Madrid's team right now. Now, look, I'm not comparing us to Madrid. I'm not doing that. But you look at the team Madrid has right now. If Madrid today let go of Ancelotti and they bring in another coach, that coach is gonna have to make this work. He ain't moving Bellingham away anytime soon. Not Vinny, not Rodrigo, not Schumanni, not Kamavinga, not Endrick, not Valverde. He's not moving none of these guys on. He's gonna have to work within that structure. If you let Ancelotti go today, you bring somebody in. Guess what? You got to make the Brahim Diaz's and all these guys work. You have to make it pop. You can't just overhaul that whole team. Nah, because again, it's not like we have better options. Like if you look at the market right now, the good players you can have, they're going to cost you money. So that's more money you're going to have to spend. It's not like the quality is just chilling there. Like it's hard to find quality. You know what I mean? So sometimes you might just have to work with what you got, which means the management team has to find a manager that will come into this team and not require much. They can come into this team and say, you know what? I like the guys you have. I can work with these guys. Maybe I need one person. I don't want this person, so you can let this person go. And then it could be a one in, one out, two in, two out, that type of thing. So yeah, it will be counterproductive to sack Maresca now because again, you want to give him time, but we can't also just be blindly following Maresca. In 15 games, we've only won 3. Bro, that's not good. In as much as I like to back you, I'll be like looking at you side eye because it ain't good enough. That's relegation form, bro. 15 games, 3 wins. Yeah, we're back to like 16th. That's scary stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But people, we're gonna come to the end of the stream. I appreciate you guys coming in. This it's always a good thing when you're streaming. People enjoy it. People interact with you. I really fuck with it. I appreciate that for sure. But you're gonna get the preview tomorrow for the game against Servette, who I want to see starting, who should not even be touching that pitch because again, we got Palace on Sunday. Yeah, we got like 3 days to prepare for that, but there's a few people I'm just not trying to see touch that pitch. Like, let these guys be feet up. You only bring them in if we're really struggling and we can't break down Servette. But other than that, wrap these guys in a blanket, give them a cold beer, let them sit this one out, and trust that the other options you have are going to perform. And that should be it. We really should be beating Servette, like Coleman away comfortably. Like we should not be struggling. This no. And then hopefully tomorrow, Oshimen is like 95% done. We know more about the Sancho Sterling situation. Who else is being sold? We will know how the team is shaping up. And then once the transfer window closes, we revisit the whole, Premier League standing and the predictions because I feel like there might be a few changes. Or I'll just rock with it and just see how that turns out. But guys, definitely like the video, sub to the channel. On your way in, on your way out, share the video, interact with it, comment, listen, you got anything you want to ask me, let me know. Once I see it, I'll definitely get to it. And listen, we hope we get Oshimen here. We go tomorrow because I don't know. I have a feeling that tomorrow is going to be a big news day. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys. See you guys in the next video. Have a good morning. Have a good night wherever you're tuning in from. For me, right now it's 12 a.m. So we got to go to bed. So I'm gonna catch you on the next one. All right.